everyone, welcome to your first ever English talk show right here on African 7, hosted by the brother Mr. Kura and your sister Miss Nabu.
Thank you very much, dear viewers. Let's just tackle the first section of the program, Flash News. Kenya's controversial former First Lady Lucy Kibaki dies in a London hospital where she was being treated for an undisclosed illness. The man who bet his house on his mobile phone invention. Patrick O'Neill bet his house on people wanting to upload better quality photos to their social media pages. The 5-year-old amateur photographer has been inventing and building computer devices for years when he first got the idea for a camera lens that attaches to a smartphone. The US government drops a case against Apple that sought to compel the company to provide access to an alleged New York drug dealer's locked iPhone. Beagle probe seen in chopper view. Supporting evidence that the Beagle 2 probe is sitting intact on the surface of Mars has come from a new imaging technique developed by UCL scientists. Their method stacks and matches multiple pictures taken from orbit to resolve more details that can be retrieved through standard processing. Entertainment and arts. Disney to make Jungle Book sequel. A second Jon Favreau-directed Jungle Book will be made and Angelina Jolie will reprise her role in a Maleficent sequel, Disney announced.
Welcome. Youth work can play a crucial role in the personal and social development of young people and help them find their place in the society. For a large number of them, the transition from education to employment has become more difficult. This is the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking youth engagement and personal development. And we have the privilege to welcome today Mr. Papfay from Delk English Club. Papfay, thank you for joining today.
Thank you, Bakwa.
And Mr. Papfay, you know, in front of you, you have a beautiful lady from BSI, Louise. Louise, thank you for joining today.
Thank you for having us.
I guess my first question goes to Mr. Papfay. Do authorities, Mr. Papfay, in your community involve young people in decisions that impact community's future?
So, well, from my own perspective, my mind says no, to be honest with you. Because the authorities, they come into my home whenever they need maybe our votes. So in this case, they can communicate and ask our ideas. But when it's come to building our future, they do not even have our time, to be honest with you. Yeah. Maybe, I mean, you might find some people saying they helping us, they asking about our ideas because they receiving help from the government, maybe, from the authorities. But in reality, that's no. They only come whenever they need us. And I think that's the most, the most important thing we need in order to develop ourselves. You cannot talk about development without talking about the youth, the young generation. Development comes from us first. And communication builds partnership, I think. And even in your house, you cannot say, I'm the father, I don't need my children's opinions. So you need to talk to them, you have to communicate to ask them about what you have to do in order to improve. And this was supposed to happen between us and our authorities. But unfortunately, that's not the case.
That's not the case, according to you. How about you, Louise?
Talking as a young British citizen, I must say I feel like I've been lucky enough to grow up in a community where the young, at least if they cannot get involved, at least are listened. I know, for example, in the UK we have organizations such as the youth councils, which are organized in each town halls in Britain, where young people are asked to come and take part in a sort of simulation of what goes on in the town hall with a mayor, delegates, people who are in charge of different activities, and what they want is to make life easier and better for young people inside the community. That could be by organizing activities, taking part in charities, motivating people to come and take part in cleanup activities to make the community a better place at present and, of course, in the future.
All right, very well. I have a question for Pap first.
Just go ahead.
All right, Pap, do you think that the community leaders are supporting activities of the youth entrepreneurship and so on?
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, at the very beginning I say no. So somebody who's not listening to you cannot help you with your ideas.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
If I say yes, that's a paradox. So I say again, that's no. they don't even have our time.
There is no help, there is no support.
I mean, you might find some people saying they helping us with our project. I mean, from what I've seen, I myself, to be honest, I mean, maybe the youth is helping himself. I know a lot of people, a lot of young people. I mean, they make a lot of efforts. They got projects, but the problem is they waiting for the help from the government. And unfortunately, this help never come. You're always dreaming, I have project, I want to do this, but who is going to help me? You can find some people, I mean, they struggle every day, every single day, in order to make it happen by themselves. But the government, I mean, they do not even have our time. To be honest.
Waiting for something that you will never know.
He's very harsh.
Yeah, when to come, it's very hard, right?
All right. So I think for Louise, she said it's okay. I have the feeling that it's okay. It's okay.
Things are okay, but obviously things are not perfect. I mean, people might have the opportunity to speak out, to take part in organizations and activities, but at the end of the day, as Pap said, it's their job to make it happen. Whatever is available to them, they need to make the most of it and ask for even more and be more demanding towards the community and the authorities. It's the young people's job to actually make it happen.
Absolutely. So you are leading, you know, BSI, British Senegalese English Club, British Senegalese Institute, right? Sorry, and you are among those who help students, you know, to increase their level, you know, their level in English, right? So in your, you know, in your ET, do you guys support leadership program or stuff like that?
I would say that we probably do not support a leadership training program as such at the BSI English Club, but we do try and have people come and talk about their leadership experience, their entrepreneurship experience, to come and inform and educate the members of the club about what they do, about what is possible, and about what options there are out there and how they can make it happen. In terms of the organization of the club itself, we have a committee which is in charge of the organization of activities, of events, different members, different positions. So in a way, we can say that we work towards creating a leadership team for the club. Yes.
Yeah. How about you, Parfait? There you're organizing some activities to support, you know, leadership, including high schools or adults to participate too.
I mean, the only thing we can do for our English club is, I mean, come and join the English club. If you have a problem with English, so we can help you easily. So, but talking about leadership, that's deeper than that. So that's not our job, I think. But the only thing we can do is, I mean, trying to make people, I mean, believe in themselves. To develop themselves. It's about, I mean, self-development. And what is it about exactly? It's about improving yourself, improving your skills, empowering your self-esteem, believing in yourself, and being able to, I mean, face the audience and talk easily. This can be from our English club. But
Baba, I think
you said about leadership. You said that it's not your job.
No.
So whose job is it?
I mean, in our English club, we do not have like a company for, I mean, empowering people with materials or money. I mean, that's not our job. Even if you want, we cannot do it. Because the English is like a school, and they have English club every Saturday maybe, and the purpose is to gather people who would not, I mean, I'm not perfect in English maybe, so I need to join Saturday English clubs and improve my English. But talking about the job and something else, maybe we can exchange. What you're doing, I'm a doctor. What you're doing, I'm an engineer. So from your skills, we can, I mean, gather everything and get knowledge.
All right.
Don't you think now, you know, guys, what they are doing, it is kind of form of supporting, you know, or
of course,
giving,
because
an opportunity, guys, you know, young English lovers to practice their leadership, to really to get them involved, you know, in social.
Because the word leadership is too deep when you break it down. But we have, I mean, some detail inside. The normal thing, I'm being able to face the public and talk and like being like an example. So this we can make it happen. But talking about materials and money and those kind of stuff and helping plans, that's not our job. We cannot do it.
Not talking about
maybe we
money.
can like get into some schools and talk to kids. This happens sometimes.
And I think, you know, these kind of things help them to practice their communication orientation,
of course, yes,
and their performance orientation.
Of course.
Absolutely, and that's what we do with our English clubs. I mean, we give them the tools to be able to become better public speakers, to become more confident, to kill their shyness, as we always say, and to make them the future leaders that they want to be, if that's what they want.
Yep.
Coming to that way, do you think that schools are providing enough opportunities for the youth to learn about leadership and entrepreneurship?
So, in England or in Senegal?
Senegal.
Yeah, Senegal,
Yes.
England, both, yeah.
So,
As
in
for-
my country, I can see some schools, I mean, they teaching business. I mean, they helping some students with, those want to be like entrepreneurs. It's all about training they following from schools. I think they're helping somehow.
All right,
Yeah.
they're helping. How about you, Liz?
I believe that leadership and entrepreneurship, they are skills. You know, they are things that need to be taught at the very young age. And if taught in an academic way, at least they need to be, you know, settled in children's minds, and for them to understand how it works, what is possible, and how ambitious they can be with it. Because not everybody feels a leader inside. Not everybody feels like a businessman, an entrepreneur. And it's good for people to, and schools in particular, to organize things such as fairs, or to encourage students to go and take part in the life of a company or an enterprise for a few days every year, something like that, to try and get children to really understand what's out there and what's happening.
All right.
Yeah, gentlemen, you are watching In and Out, not Africa in English. So I just want to remind you, Africa in English is a radio show that Nabu and I hosting down Africa 7, all right? You can listen every Saturday from 4 to 5 p.m. But now you're watching In and Out, and we have the privilege today to welcome Mr. Papay and Louise from BSI. But I think I'm going to jump there. Louise, does your community open to young ideas so as to pursue this?
I really do believe that the community is quite open to young people's ideas. I know in the UK we are lucky to have not just authorities getting involved with the young people's activities, but also different organizations from very, very different backgrounds, such as the Scouts, the military cadets, which take children from a very young age and try to get them involved in activities not only related to outdoors activities, but also to try and make them take part in charity. Charity is a really big thing in England. We love to raise money, we love to raise awareness, we love to try and help people who need it. And I think that's something that is put into children's mind from a very young age, and I think that helps a lot when it comes to growing up as a more aware citizen.
All right, very good then.
How about you, Mr. Pap?
Yeah, I can say in my community, because when you say community, that's different from authority.
Yeah.
So we helping ourselves, I can say, because I can see a lot of association and young people trying to make it happen every day. So, and some people are helping. If I take one example, somebody who's like John Ya, and he's not from the authority. He's just like us, and he's a young guy trying to develop himself, develop his own society, and he's open to everyone in here. Those people who have projects to develop, so he's open to them. So I can see yes.
I can take profit from it, you know, to thanks Given Project for giving us this room, and we need to, you know, watch the art and then come back to In and Out, Miss Noble.
Yes.
Let's see.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mamadou Aliouba, and I am a student at the Czech Underjob University. So I'm so glad today to talk about a leader, somebody I appreciate a lot, Mahatma Gandhi. So I appreciate that. First of all, I would just let you know that he was an Indian. He was born in India. Why just I have chosen to talk about Gandhi is not that, but his political, his political movement. For instance, he's somebody who uses non-violence as a weapon, so as to fight against colonization. As you all know that India was colonized by Great Britain. This is the most important thing I like, because the fact that he did not call people to use guns, to use weapons to fight against Westerners, but he just told them, you can fight to get your freedom, but with non-violence.
Welcome back, guys. Now time for Tell Me About Your Role Model. And a young student is going to talk about his role model. Today we are going to meet Borso Tal, a young committed leader working for her community and helping youth get the best out of them. She is teacher at Cheikh Anta Diop University, leading an association there, active in human rights, helping children, and so on and so forth. Borso Tal. Thank you very much. Now Mr. Kira, what's next?
What next is the young leader. And I know today now you're going to tell them who is she.
Yes, I can just say that she has many responsibilities. Her name is Borso Tal. Please guys, let's welcome her. Thank you, Borso, for joining us. You have so many titles. Could you tell us more about it?
Hello, everyone. It's a great pleasure for me to see you two here. It really is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I think we have to have a lot of pride in what we are seeing in them too, for all the motivation that you have to make this work.
Thank you.
This is a huge project, and I really hope it's going to be well followed beyond today.
I mean, thanks.
And,
hopefully.
What did you say? My responsibilities?
Yes, so many.
I'm a teacher. I am a human rights educator, and I am a social worker specialized in the rights of the child. Pretty much, that's what I do.
You do a lot of things.
Yeah, and I guess she's having like so many activities under.
Well, when you say under, it's a little bit weird. No, not necessarily under, but you know, that's the big picture. Now there are a lot of things in between, and it's one step at a time that takes you to where I just describe myself today.
All right. So as a young leader, why civic engagement?
Civic engagement is a part of every democratic nation, and we are one. Civic engagement means getting yourself into any kind of work to better the life in your community. Pretty much that's what it means.
All right. So, you share her idea, Pop?
Yeah, I mean, I feel better with the word commitment.
Commitment.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, and I love the word commitment. So why? Because when you say commitment, to be committed in life, this word intimidates a lot of people. Because when you say commitment, there's no stepping back. There's no excuses. I mean, the only thing you have to do is, I mean, go ahead and step up. Because, I mean, but that's the thing we need in our life in order to succeed. And if the author is not helping you, you need to help yourself. But before you help yourself, you need to know who you are. Know about your quality, because we human beings, we like genius, but the problem is we do not know it, and we do not check it out in ourselves. And to be committed in life might help you easily to to reach your goals or your targets. I think that's the most important thing, and I really accept the word commitment.
Yeah, but it's civic engagement. Don't you think, everything like, the moral things that you've just said, include in civic engagement? Don't you think that it is not a wrong?
Well, what I'm understanding from what you're saying is that commitment is the basic of engagement, of course. When you engage yourself in something, you get yourself into that cause, and you work to make that cause something special, something important. But when we say civic engagement, it goes beyond our own person. Yeah. It's not about us. It's not about our own success. It's not about our own, it goes beyond us. It's about the community. It's about more than us, more than our comfort zone. We have to get out of our comfort zone to meet others so that we can make their lives better. Yeah. That's what commitment is, and that's what civic engagement is.
So they roll together? Of
course, yeah. So it takes a very solid person to be engaged for the community. Yeah, so I agree with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching In and Out, hosted by Brother Kara and Sister Nabu. Now, my next question for Borso. Why do you specifically?
Why the youth?
Specifically.
Well, because we are a young nation. I think the major number of people that we have in Senegal and in Africa, I should say, is less than 25 years old.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
We even go to calling young leaders people with 5 years of age. Okay? And in other countries, it's 21 years old, being young and being an adult. So just to say that Africa is a young continent, Africa is a young nation, and if we do not invest in our young people, where are we going with that young people, with that youth when they grow up?
We don't even know.
It's an investment. I'm not going to be very negative or see everything in a pessimistic way. I am rather going to talk in a positive way and understand that with our efforts, we are going to make it. With our efforts, we can make a difference. We can change what we see and what we don't like, because that's what it takes. It's that trigger. That's what it takes. You see something that you do not like, whether it's social injustice, whether it's anything, any kind of human rights violation, for example. When you don't feel comfortable, because it's not about you, it's somebody else going through those difficulties, and you have the right to say something about it. You can step up and say, I do not agree with this, because this is not right for such and such people. And that's where the fight begins. That's where the work begins. And it's not about our own person. We are engaged, but for everyone else.
Yes.
And it's in that way that people can follow.
Right. It's where the work begins. So can you tell us, can you give us more information about the work you're doing? Because seemingly you have an association at the department.
Okay.
All right.
As a social worker, specialized in the rights of the child, I have a club called Young Advocates for Human Rights. And it's a club with young people from high school to early years of college. I have some at the university, at the English department, at the faculty of human sciences and arts and human sciences. And the club is all about gathering young people so they can exchange, so they can map out what they see around them, whether it's their own community, their country, or any other country surrounding them, what is right and what is wrong, understanding the basic values of that are conveyed by human rights, and just understand that they are responsible citizens, and it doesn't take adults to tell them exactly what to do. Not to raise the question of them being out there and doing any kind of mess, but having them understand that they are responsible for their own actions, even as young people.
All right. I see that PAP is very, focused on...
That's very interesting what she's talking about.
All right. So, impression about the club?
My club?
Yes, her association, yes.
Yeah, that's something great, and I appreciate it, and I'm saying congratulations and courage. That's something which is very important. And she mentioned a word which is very important, invest. Because when you're investing, you're not investing in all people. And when you say investing, it's about small things that are supposed to grow up in the future. So the young generation got the priority. So that's something that I appreciate, and I say keep up with it. That's it.
Yeah, nice jobs you're doing, Boxo, not Baxo. She forbidden me to say Baxo or Baxo.
Because it's not my name.
Yeah,
identity, guys. It's very important.
So what would you, how would you spell it out?
Oh, my name?
Yeah.
It's Borso, B-O-R-S-O. It's a Cheddo name, and it's very important.
Yeah, it's
we
quite
are the women of Nder.
Walo Walo. Baxo Walo Walo. Cool, Baxo Walo Walo. As a
don't call me that now.
Okay, Baxo. Like you want, all right. As a young leader, what have you learned from your experience?
What I learned, I began, like I said, with the club a few years ago, and then as we went on, we understood that the club was probably there was a need to have another space for older people, and that's how the choice was made to have more young people from the university join the idea of having a space for betterment, whether it's personal development
Yep.
or civic actions or anything else that might be good for the community, our university environment. And that's how we created, with some professors, the Senegalese American Studies Association. And SASA is for people, they don't have to be in the university system, but the majority is in the university system.
Okay.
Basically, it's anyone who loves anything good about the United States of America, whether it's through scientific actions or through just art and culture. And that's how SASA was born. And besides, like I said, the club, SASA is for more grown-up students. And I get to have the privilege of combining both the younger people and the adults. And the reason why that is a key element in my work, my daily work, is that we need to be there as examples, as good examples. We have to be there for our young people, especially during the transition between adolescence and adulthood.
All right.
That is extremely important, and that's exactly where we work on a daily basis.
Glad what you're doing. You know, she needs, like, you know, ovation. Oh God. She needs it. Gentlemen, ladies, you are watching In and Out here on Africa 7, hosted by the brother Mr. Kawa and sister Nabu. What next you?
I think you have a question.
Yeah?
All right.
No, I'm
You don't have?
Patience, yeah.
That's fine then. So lessons.
Lessons
Let's
of the
practice
day.
a bit.
Yeah, lessons of the day. Today, guys, we are going to talk about small talk. Just watch and then come back. Many people believe small talk is very boring or not personable. Although that's true, there are many places where small talk is very important. In the Western culture, strangers talk to other strangers frequently. On the other hand, small talk is not so common in the Eastern culture because strangers are friendly to one another in the Western culture. Small talk is very important to master in regards to learn English. One other place small talk is important is in an interview. That's why this session will be important to learn. The best way to learn small talk is to provide many examples. So this lesson will be taught using an example format. Here is a dialogue between 1 and 2. Hi Bill, how are you doing? I'm doing great. How are you doing? I'm doing well myself. Was that simple? If you studied the material in prior session, this should be real easy for you. Now that we have initiated the small talk, it's your responsibility to keep the conversation going. In order to do so, you can talk about anything that is not too personal. Let's first test what the other person has been doing lately. What have you been up to lately? Well, I just started to work at the bank, so I'm pretty busy learning everything. You can elaborate on what you've learned to keep the conversation alive. In this example, you are going to ask more questions about school and work. Does that mean you already finished school? I thought you had one more semester left. I took summer courses, so I finished one semester early. It's great that you got a job. I'm really happy for you. Thanks. As you can now tell, the conversation is getting old. You have a choice of ending the conversation or changing the topic. Let's practice ending the conversation. We should get together for lunch sometime. Yeah, that would be great. I'll call you sometime. Okay, I'll see you later. Alright, see you. Welcome back to In and Out, hosted by the brother Kawai and sister Nabu. What next?
What's next? Fun time.
The fun time today, we have our co-worker, Mark Fools. Just watch, you know, his funny video, enjoy it, and then come back.
All right.
Welcome again in and out here on Africa 7, all right? And I think we are at the end of the broadcast. You guys, we gonna miss you, but this broadcast is on Saturdays, so to say, here on Africa 7 TV. But don't forget to listen Africa in English on Africa 7 Radio 90.7 every Saturday 5 p.m. But I think now we're gonna thank your guests for coming.
Yes, let's thank our guest for today, Pap Faye from Delk English Club. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you, Borso. That was a great pleasure. Yeah. That was an honor having you here with us. Thank you, Louise, for coming.
Louise,
thank you, dear viewers.
Dear viewers and the English clubs, English lovers for coming in today. I want you guys to make some noise for yourself. And thank you. This is all about English, all right? And thanks also our sponsor to make this happen, Cheikhna Diallo. And Interso Group and Mohamed Mangan. Thank you.
Can you name their names? Can you say Delk English Club and Biesa English Club?
Delk and Biesa English Club, of course. Come on. I want to thank you all guys, my family, my friend, Africa 7 administration.
Thank you guys. It's not a wrestling match. Thank you very much. So he can be like listing all names he knows. So thank you very much and take care. Bye.